Thank you. My name is Monica Ramirez and welcome to our program, World Worries. Alright, worried fans, so we have been receiving many emails and concerns, letters from all over the world, from all over the country, with concerns about language change, and about threats to our culture. So, worry not, because this is World Worry. Language change. These worries and concerns that some people are having are linked to language relating to our culture. They're being scared that our culture is going to disappear. Eventually, what's a culture? What's a language? And well, the issue's coming up. But to you, all of my World Worry fans, worry not, because this issue is not something new, not something that's just being a trend. In fact, this has been happening, this phenomena has been happening since the beginning of all times. Since the cavemen were starting to communicate, well, language was changing, language was being created, new words were being created. Some of the archaic words that we don't use anymore were being taken out of the language, of the way we speak, of the way people communicate. Alright, but I must admit that social media and globalization might look as a threat to our language, to our culture, and well, some people might argue that they're even deteriorating it. And because of that, I brought today a surprise guest speaker. So, everyone, let me introduce you to Anne Cousin. Well, hello, Monica, and thank you for having me in your program. Hello, Professor. So, I would like to start with some questions relevant to language, perhaps words. So, Professor, what makes a word real? Alright, now, so what makes a word real? Well, many people might argue that if a word's real, it should appear in the dictionary, right? But for me, in my professional experience, a word is real when more than one people in a common group, in a society, use it to communicate. They both know the meaning, they both use it, so a word becomes real. Alright, and who creates these words, Professor? How do they become real? Who creates these words? Well, the words are created because it's a human necessity to communicate, to penetrate an idea. The more words we have, the more we will communicate what we're thinking, the more we will transmit an idea into language. That's what language is about, to communicate, to transmit. So, who creates these words? People like you and I, Monica, like your fans, everyone who's watching this, your work created. If you didn't use a word, it would not exist. It would be taken out of the dictionary, perhaps. It would be taken out of the culture, the language. So, yeah, basically, anyone who can speak, who can communicate, who's an active participant of the society, who communicates their ideas, we all create words. And, Professor, what makes a language die? Like, what's the basis, or is it something that's natural? Will it come eventually? How can we stop this phenomenon from happening? I know that many of our fans are worried of having their language being extinguished. Or so, what's your professional opinion? What do you say? What do you what would you tell our fans about dying languages, about their culture disappearing? In fact, a lot of languages are disappearing nowadays. It's an extreme high rate because of due to globalization, to new languages starting to being threat. Like old languages, old cultures are being denied by their people, and I think this is like the the number one issue that we're dealing with right now. If we talk about languages dying and languages disappearing, it's because of their people denying their past, or just wanting to fit in and incorporate a more popular, a bigger or a stronger language, a stronger culture. So they're denying their past, and this way they're making their language fade away. So yeah, I would say that the danger is the speakers. So if we so like our recommendation for all of those for all of you who want to preserve your language is to embrace it, to embrace your culture, and not to get intimidated by bigger languages, because all languages are part of expression. As long as you use words, they're gonna be words. Lovely to have you in our program. Alright, so word fans, I would also like to continue with a letter I received from one dear friend. I appreciate it really, really, really much. And I'm gonna share it with the audience so that we can all have an understanding of your word. Dear Monica, my grandfather is 93 years old and he only speaks Tahitian. Although I would like to speak with him, I don't understand anything he says. And it's really sad because my mom chose not to learn the language so that we would fit in more to an American-like people in the society. I feel bad for Grandpa because no one I know speaks his language and sometimes he looks really lonely. I am really, really worried. Your fan, Ricardo. So, this, well, Ricardo, my dear fan, I'm really sorry for your grandfather's case. This Tahitian language you're talking about, it's part of your culture. Even though it's your grandpa, you have to embrace it. So, even though his language is like disappearing or it's in danger, you should do something about it because it's in your blood, it's in your veins. You cannot deny who you are. You cannot deny your culture. If you're really worried, that means that you care. And if you care, you should really, really be preserving that culture. Well, alright, so I'm gonna recommend you some pages. So fans, take note please. If you want to see more about Anchor Zen, visit her TED Talk about what makes a word real. Also, go ahead and check out these articles and let us know what side of the debate you stand on. And what are your worries about these consequences and what are your concerns? So, subscribe to our channel and let us know your world work. Once again, thank you for watching our channel and don't forget to submit your worries and subscribe to our channel. My name is Monica Ramirez and have a nice day.